Attention passionate Chicago, BEARS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, BEARS. Let's get to the news. There's a buzz going around in the NFC North, and honestly, it's the kind of news that could shake up the entire division. Rumors are swirling that the Chicago Bears are eyeing Detroit Lions tight end Sam Laporta for the upcoming offseason. Now, this isn't just idle talk. It's based on some solid reports and a fair amount of speculation. But what's truly interesting here is the strategic move that the Bears might be planning, and how Laporta could be the missing piece to really elevate their offense to the next level. It's a move that could have ripple effects not only for the Bears, but also for the entire division. And the way Laporta has been playing lately, it's easy to see why this is such an intriguing possibility. Let's start by breaking down what's happening in Detroit. According to Diana Rossini, there's some real agitation in the Lions camp, especially considering their recent struggles and injury issues. The Lions, currently sitting at 6-3, have been dealing with a less-than-stellar offense since Jared Goff injured his wrist in Week 6, which has impacted their performance. Goff's rating dipped to around 62. During that stretch, and the team has been looking a little vulnerable, especially in their run game, which is leaking yardage at an alarming rate, about 112 yards per game in the last few outings. That's a concern for a team that's trying to stay in the playoff hunt, especially with the Bears and Vikings snapping at their heels. Now, the Lions are facing a bit of a dilemma. They're trying to rebuild their defense, especially along the defensive line, and focus on extensions for key players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's eyeing a $120 million deal. Meanwhile, they're looking to shed some of their aging assets, especially tight ends like Laporta, who's been a mismatch nightmare this season. Laporta has been absolutely electric in 2025, with 9 games under his belt, catching 52 passes for 682 yards and 7 touchdowns. His route running is elite. He's got hands that seem glued to the ball, and he's pretty much a top-tier tight end in every advanced stat. His PFF grade of 89. And yards after catch of 312 yards rank him among the best tight ends in the league. Laporta's ability to win contested catches, with a 62% success rate, and his yards per route of 2.2 makes him a constant threat, especially when defenses are trying to keep up with the Bears' high-powered offense. What makes Laporta such a hot commodity is not just his stats, but the potential fit. As a mismatch for linebackers and safeties, he's been compared to a Kelsey Light, a player who can dominate in the red zone, move chains, and open up space for other playmakers. His career totals of 212 receptions for over 400 yards and 22 touchdowns in just 42 games are impressive, especially considering he's been largely healthy and consistent this season. Laporta's comparison to the likes of Kels, without the injury concerns, makes him a prime target for teams looking to add a dynamic receiving threat at tight end. So why would the Bears be interested? Well, Laporta's skill set aligns perfectly with what Chicago is trying to build. The offense has been solid, sitting around 12th in the league in points per game at 24.6, but adding Laporta could push them into the top 5. His ability to convert third downs at an increased rate, jumping from around 42% to nearly 58% when targeted, would be a game changer. Imagine him lining up across from Darnell Mooney and DJ Moore, creating mismatches that defenses just can't handle. His yards after catch, adding about 180 yards per game, would give Justin Fields even more options to keep drives alive. And if you're thinking about the overall team impact, bringing Laporta into the fold could also open up lanes for the run game, especially for Devon Achane, who's been a spark plug with 612 rushing yards at an impressive 4.2 yards per carry. Laporta's presence would help keep defenses honest, making it easier for Fields to run or throw, and it could elevate the Bears' offensive efficiency significantly. Not to mention, it would give Fields a reliable target in critical moments, especially in the red zone, where Laporta's hands and route running can truly shine. Now, let's talk about the potential trade specifics. Reports suggest that the Bears could be willing to part ways with their second-round pick in 2026, and a third-round pick in 2027 to acquire Laporta. That's a hefty price, no doubt, but in the context of the Bears' aspirations and their need for a reliable, explosive tight end, it might be worth it. The Lions, on the other hand, seem more focused on rebuilding their defense and managing their cap, which is around $12 million despite the injury setbacks. They're likely to prioritize extensions for players like St. Brown and rebuild along their defensive line, especially after leaking big plays, allowing over 248 passing yards per game in recent outings. From the Bears' perspective, landing Laporta would be a statement move, signaling that they're serious about contending. It's a move that could reconfigure the division's pecking order, especially if Laporta performs at his current level or even exceeds expectations. His synergy with a quarterback like Caleb Williams, who's been gaining confidence and improving his chemistry with his targets, could be the catalyst that propels the Bears into the NFL's elite offense. Adding a player like Laporta would not only give Chicago a top-tier weapon, but also send a message that they're all in on building a championship-caliber team. Looking ahead, the impact of such a trade could be felt immediately. Laporta could become the focal point of the Bears' red zone offense, turning the team's scoring output into a more consistent threat. His ability to convert third downs more efficiently would extend drives and keep defenses on their heels. And with the Bears already boasting a solid defense that's improving under Matt Eberflus, a more potent offense could turn Chicago into a legitimate playoff contender and possibly a dark horse for a deep postseason run. In terms of the division, the Lions would have to scramble to replace the production they're losing, and their focus on rebuilding their defense suggests they're preparing for a different kind of season next year. Meanwhile, the Vikings and Packers are also looking to improve, but if the Bears can add a weapon like Laporta, they could leapfrog the division rivals and establish themselves as the team to beat in NFC North. Now, the NFL odds would certainly shift with a move like this. As things stand, the Bears are already on the rise, but with Laporta, their Super Bowl odds could shorten dramatically, from plus 2,000 to around plus 1,000 or even better, depending on how quickly he can integrate into the offense. His presence would energize the fan base, boost team morale, and give Chicago a real shot at making noise in the postseason. It's a bold move, no doubt, but in the NFL, bold moves are often what separate the contenders from the pretenders. So fans, this potential trade has the makings of a real game-changer. Laporta could be the piece that turns the Bears' offensive puzzle into a championship-winning machine. It's a high-stakes gamble, but if it pays off, the division, the NFC, and even the entire league could be looking at the next great Bears era. The excitement is palpable and the possibilities are endless. This is the kind of move that could define a franchise for years to come, and as fans, we should be hyped about what's to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think bringing Laporta to Chicago makes sense? Would he be the game changer that takes our offense over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and whatever happens, you can count on us to keep you in the loop. The Bears are on the rise, and with a move like this, they might just be headed straight for the top. Let's keep the passion alive, and as always, bear down.